Well, hello again. I'm back in Larchmont on the East Coast. We're still in a Indian summer. Everything's great, and we're gonna enjoy another bottle of wine together. At least taste it. This is Atibaia again, which we've had together. This is another Magnum, and it's a 2009. You know, I like the idea of a Magnum because, as I've discussed before, that means friends. That means having somebody else to share it with. That means a small group of people getting together and sharing a nice bottle of wine, which, as we all know, we've kind of haven't had as many opportunities to do as we used to in the past, although it seems to be slowly coming back, especially when it's nice and we can sit outside. So this is another Atibaia Magnum. We had a 2013 together. This is a 2009. This, I believe, is the first vintage of that wine. Now look at this label. It's just 2009, and there's a little red dot you see here. If you compare to the picture of the 2013 and the label there was a map of Lebanon, and there was a white dot on the same spot, and that was where the winery is. So this is basically only the red dot and negative space, and basically it's hard to imagine, but this is where that would be in the northern, sort of in the north, east corner of the label, kind of northern Lebanon, on the mountains, facing the Mediterranean, at a sort of few 100-meter elevation, in a beautiful little old village with some beautiful ruins. Again, we discussed that last time. So I opened this morning. It was a number of hours ago, which you need to do with these Magnums. As we discussed before, this is a blend of Syrah and Cabernet Sauvignon, almost in equal parts. It varies from year to year, and with a little bit of Petit Verdot thrown in. So let's see what we have here. On the color, it's hard to see maybe, but if you look at the sort of reflections against the white background, you see a little bit of that purple, and I think that is the Syrah. You see that, a little bit. Maybe I'm imagining things, but on the nose, there was this morning that fat gaminess that I get whenever you first open a bottle of Atibaia. That is still there, but it's mellowed out a little bit. And right now, let's see what we have. We have a little bit more fruit mixed to the gaminess, not as strong on the blackberry side as I got in the 2013 we tasted together, but it's certainly starting to emerge. And but it's still kind of restrained. The whole thing is, you get a little bit of that restraint from a Cabernet Sauvignon, what you expect, a nice, really old, classic Cabernet Sauvignon. There's a little bit of pepperiness coming from the Syrah, I think, and the gaminess that's probably from the Syrah, I would imagine, and it's all kind of still mixed in together. This is a bottle that, fine, I opened it, but it's still totally closed in because I haven't poured anything out until just now. And we're going to be enjoying it with dinner. Let's see what else opens up. Very, very faint notion of, I would say, green olives, so it's a little bit of that tartness, but also characteristic of some high alcohol Cabernet wines. The fruit here is not as sweet. I'd say it's a little bit more cherry than blackberry, which was the case with the 2013. It's a little bit more tannic, which is funny because it's a 4-year-older bottle of wine, but it's just, even in the mouth, it really opens up very quickly. I think this is ready. And I think in the glasses and over dinner, it's really going to be just perfect. And there's just a certain amount, enough of acidity, enough tannins that you can, the wine here, but it's not going to compete with the food. The finish is there. The finish is all over your mouth. It's not really just in the back of your throat. Let's just take another sip. Yeah, overall, I'm also getting a little bit of that we've discussed before, sort of the dark chocolate tannins, really, that are not super sweet, are a bit tannic, but it's a little bit of that tough sweetness you get underneath that really help. Maybe to me, that's very characteristic of a nice Cabernet Sauvignon. So you've got a little bit of that blend. It does come together. It's very smooth. It's harmonious from that point of view, but it's just a sort of a really nice bottle of wine that is finally coming together. And as a result, it's a little bit more subtle. And I think it's a nice it's nice to see some of these Lebanese wines that often are really kind of hit you over the head type of wines evolve into a phase where they are a little bit more subtle, more balanced. You get a little bit of everything, but this is something you can really sort of taste and enjoy as a more mature wine. And I like it for that. Anyway, cheers and see you soon.